I'm Juliette March, and I just did a shoot for Queer Porn TV. Queer is a really important identity for me, and it's something that I've kind of found a home in. Being queer and not having an identity that I fit to was like really hard for me when I was younger. Like when I was in high school, the only word that I knew was to describe what I was bisexual, and that didn't really fit at all, and it was like these very like strict things that didn't really work, and it made me uncomfortable, and it made my partners, especially my lady partners, uncomfortable, and they were like, it was just this whole struggle growing up about like, well, how gay are you? You're bisexual? Like, what's that mean? And I was like, I don't know what that means. And then I, heard the term queer and just like really found that comforting. But what makes me queer is like the way I fuck and who I fuck, and that I'm a like dirty, filthy pervert that likes to fuck a bunch of different people, and it's totally queer. What is my favorite album to fuck to? The Yeah Yeahs, Gold Lion, like Show Me Your Bones, and I've been listening to a lot of the Scissor Sisters when I fuck myself lately. When I'm doing sex work, when I'm on webcam, like Scissor Sisters is about sex work and fucking, and it gets me off and I like it. The difference between Queer Porn TV and the other sites that I work for is that they just fulfill different things in my life, and they fulfill different like sexual needs actually, and I get to play different people and like show different sides of how I fuck. I don't really do like really mainstream straight porn. I'm not into it, but I do a more mainstream like kinky website, and it's really, really, really strict BDSM play, which I'm really into and love, but I definitely don't get the freedom that I do. Queer porn definitely shows a lot more of like how I fuck with my partners and in my real life, and I don't want to be like strictly submissive all the time and be like tied up and not be able to use my hands to jerk myself off, and not be able to like really grab my partner and have this like really clean, sterile, like deodorant using like setup scene that takes 6 hours to shoot, and like but it's really hot. It allows me to fulfill like other more strict things, and Queer Porn TV is awesome for me because it fulfills that place. It looks like me and my partner fucking at home. It looks like how I fuck my friends, and it looks like how I fuck these really hot queer kids that you guys get to set me up with. Oh, did you guys get a good look at my butt during that shoot? Like,
yes.
I really
the answer is yes.
Bruised. I really like to be beat. I'm not exactly sure. It's something that, since I was really, really little, I knew that I liked. Like, I remember watching The Rescuers Down Under and watching the, like, scene where the bird gets tied up and gets a shot in his ass, like, being, like, 6 and being like, ooh, like, I don't know where the fuck it comes from. I just, like, it was always confusing for me, especially as, feminist, and as, like, having these politics, and then being like, oh, I don't exactly know why I like this cartoon where this girl gets raped by a dog, but, yeah, that's really hot. So, I don't know, it's always been something that I've wanted to do, and I think that it's really cool that I get to do it on film, and that I get to have a dialogue about it, and that I get to say, like, this is me, and this is my politics, and I want to say yes to all of these things in this, like, consensual stage that is BDSM, and I really like kinky queer BDSM, or not even queer, but like kinky BDSM porn that's labeled BDSM porn, because I think there's way too much porn on the web that is just labeled as girl boy porn, and there's all this hitting and slapping and like degradation and humiliation play, which I think is really hot, but not when it's not labeled, not when it's not like in some sort of context of like, I'm asking for this. I don't want people to think that they should just like start slapping their partners. And so that's why I like to do BDSM porn, is to like show that it's in the context of a scene and that it can be really hot and that you can ask for it and that it can be so fun and like really intense and really rewarding and I can come really hard. You know, I was really confused about these things when I was a kid and was wondering like why these things were hot to me, and then just got over that and like really want to show that, you know, these things can be okay and really fun and like I don't know. I don't want to feel bad about it anymore because I get off on it really hard and I'm doing it with consenting partners who are listening to me and doing what I say, and like, you know, I want to show that give and take, and I want to show it in this really like hot context. Like I said, like to me BDSM is like this very like theatrical thing that exists in a certain box, and I think they can be really hot.
So, what to you is empowering or sex positive or fulfilling in shooting a rape fantasy?
For me, well, I mean, exactly like what I just said, is that like these fantasies have existed in my head and I know they exist in other people's heads. And I think it's okay to play with these things that are weird and make you wet for like, you know, even if you don't know why, as long as, you know, you're talking about it and as long as, you know, you're not ashamed and as long as you're you know, doing these things with partners. Like I know Puck has this context for me as a person and for, you know, porn and for this scene under like this specific time frame, and that he's not going to come up to me at a party and think that he should like yell at me and slap me in the face. And that's really exciting. Like it's really exciting to act out really dirty fucking filthy things and just to say like, yeah, I really fucking want this and I really like it. I mean, that's what's empowering, right? Like that's what we're supposed to be able to do when we're empowered, is like say and get what we want and make sure that everybody else wants it too, and like everybody gets off.
What would you want your audience to know while they're watching you fuck?
Oh God, I'd want them to know that I'm getting off really hard, and I hope they're getting off really, really hard, and that I'm getting off really, really hard on them getting off watching me get off really, really hard. I love it. And I hope it encourages people to like, I know when I have something that's kind of like embarrassing or really dirty, I'll like, you know, find something on the internet or find like a dirty story or find a dirty film and like show it to my partner and be like, isn't that dirty? Like, what do you think? What do you think about that? Do you want to do that?
And you hope people get that from you?
Yeah. I hope people are able to like realize that other people do it and other people are happy about it and are able to ask their partners for it.
Thank you so much, Juliette March.
Yeah, thank you guys so much. This was so hot. Yeah, Puck's awesome and this scene was great. Super hot.
Any last words?
No. I want to shoot for you guys again. I love queer porn TV. We love getting off for queer porn TV.